guys, welcome once again to Just Talk Sneakers, brought to you by our energy drink partner Hell Energy and our biking partner Aether. Now this is a show where I take you deeper into sneaker culture, where I introduce you to some of your favorite artists but show you their life from the perspective of their sneakers. And if you knew nothing at all about sneakers, I'm hoping that by the end of this season you can get your sneaker journey started as well. Now my guest for today is somebody whom I'm extremely fond of. I know you guys have heard his music, you've danced to his songs. He's a phenomenal artist, one of the finest singers, one of the finest dancers I know. But one of the things that we bonded on in a big way is our love for sneakers. We've actually met at a couple of events which were sneaker related events. So it gives me great joy to welcome on Just Talk Sneakers the absolutely brilliant Benny Dayal. Hey, welcome to the show, brother. Happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. This has been long pending actually.
I'm really happy that we are finally getting to do this at your home. I got to see your sneaker collection in person. We're going to talk a lot about the sneakers, but as I always do when we kick off a show like this, I want to know about how your love for sneakers began. I mean, I know how much you love your sneakers, and anybody who follows him on Instagram definitely has seen all of his awesome sneakers on his fit pics wherever he is, whether it's at a performance or whether he's judging some reality show somewhere. How did your love for sneakers begin, man?
For me, my sneaker collection followed the music that I listened to. I'm a very 80s R&B pop kind of a person, and definitely more learning a lot for the prior decades like 70s and 60s, be it like Nike Cortezes and stuff like that, Onitsukas, and of course the history of Onitsuka being linked to Nike, and being financing Nike and all this, like those kind of things like I learned later, but it started from loving those kind of sneakers. But definitely there was a point where you realize, okay, I don't have the money right now, but when I make the money I will start a collection. So it was
you talked about performing not just your own music but also performing quite extensively with Rahman sir. I mean, you've been performing, you've been singing with him for the longest time. Is there any memory that you have, maybe in a gig with him or in a gig in general, which is connected to a sneaker, like some important event or an important gig and a great sneaker that went with it?
Actually, I hadn't worn this in particular on stage until this show. Basically, of course, Mr. Rahman was the one who broke me into the industry completely, and we had a concert of his, which actually after 6 years I went back into his live ensemble of artists, because from 2010, post 2010 or 2011 March, I was actually building my own set list and my own playlist and my own performance and style and band and music and arrangements and everything. So I never wanted to go back into that, but then there came a time in 2016 where the entire team had changed, and Sir through his team had told me he'd really love you to be on stage because we need a performance factor, you have to come. And it was really kind of him to have me. I said yes, I will.
So when do you remember when you got your first sneaker?
My officially my first sneaker was in 2008.
2008.
When I started singing, and I said man, if I get on stage, I need to look like the shiz.
Yeah.
It's like that. So I made sure I was actually in Bombay.
Yeah.
I had come here for a recording, and it's somewhere in City Mall, and there was a sneaker store there then. So I saw this Babe Star, which was in the the reggae colors of Bob Marley, basically red, green and yellow.
Yeah.
So I thought wow, this is cool, because I love reggae, I love that whole culture, and I really enjoyed I had a hat that actually matched those three colors.
Oh, how cool.
So I started this whole thing in Chennai wearing really colorful sneakers on stage. No one else was there. Everybody was very prim and proper, suited, wearing a shirt and a jacket and good shoes and everything. Once I performed with formal shoes on stage, I said I'll never perform on stage like that because it gets you so winded.
Yeah.
And I said when we run, why are we able to run so well? Long, because we wear
sneakers.
Yeah, trainers or sneakers.
Yeah.
So I thought like let's get that culture on stage. Of course, it's been done for decades, but you know, in Chennai, nobody was doing it.
Correct.
So
in India at that point in time, access to sneakers also was difficult.
Yes,
Getting
yes,
good
yes.
sneakers was not that easy.
So post my travel, like you know, post my music kicking off, I just started traveling with Mr. Rahman and everyone. So when I went to US and when I went to Singapore, I started collecting little by little by little by little. So, yeah.
And that's super cool, and we got to find out a little bit more about the other Cortezes in your collection as well. But right now, it's that segment where I show you some of the coolest sneaker stores in our country which are helping grow sneaker culture. And for today's sneaker stories, here's what we have. In our sneaker story spotlight today, we have a brand called Sneaker with a Z, and they are based out of Delhi, and their focus is on performance footwear, great sneakers from all across the world, and also about sustainability. They want to make sure that they are doing events which bringing the community together, and also do events which are helping the community. They want to support NGOs, they want to do interesting things, and they want to make sure that some of the best brands from all across the world are available to sneaker buyers in India. Now they've got a couple of stores already, but they want to expand and they want to have stores all across the country. I think the idea that they have about making sure that consumers know about the sustainability aspect of sneakers is very interesting. The brands that they have on board also promote that same message. One of the brands, for instance, that they have at their store is a brand called Saucony, which has a motto called Run for Good, which is exactly what resonates with the store as well, because they are also talking about performance and having a positive impact on the community. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of their stores pop up all across the country, but let's have a look at their stores as they are today. So Benny, this is a segment where I'm going to be asking you a few questions just to get to know a little bit more about your love for sneakers and things related to the world of sneakers. Not a rapid fire, so you can take your time on some of these answers if you want to. But the first one that I have for you is, what's your favorite sneaker silhouette?
I would proudly say Air Max 90 because I don't think anyone else, invest their time in Air Max 90. I just don't know. It just does something to me, you know. It just makes me want to like bounce.
Was there ever a sneaker that you saw maybe on television, maybe in a movie, something that, you know, as a kid also you saw and you kept that in your mind and said, okay man, someday this is a sneaker that I want to get and add into my collection?
So yeah, for me, when growing up, I think in 5th standard I started learning karate. So like all the movies that I used to watch were like all martial arts movies, be it Samahan or Samahang, be it Jackie Chan or be it Bruce Lee. And when it came to Bruce Lee, I think that one yellow look of his.
Ooh, yellow jumpsuit, yes. And those Onitsuka Tigers.
Onitsuka Tigers, the Mexico 66. So I think that was like the one sneaker. I was like, man, that looks cool. And then he's doing kung fu in it. It's like pretty cool.
Yeah.
And full circle, we come to Kill Bill and Uma Thurman as Black Mamba in the same outfit.
Yep.
It was such a cool revival. I think it was perfect.
Absolutely.
And it was not in another man's body but in a woman's body.
It was so cool.
She's riding the bike and she's having that whole yellow and black look. It was like perfect for me.
So, you know what, let's now go into our final 3 questions for this segment, which is based on 3 things that our energy drink partner Hell is all about, which is taste, energy and power. And I want to kind of connect it back to sneakers with you. So when I think about taste, if you've already told us that you love Air Max 90s. If I had to ask you to pick between Yeezys and Babe Stars, what would you pick?
Yeezys.
And what is your favorite Yeezy silhouette out of?
I love the foam runners. I think it's gone from the time I bought it, which was in 2022 to 2024. It's seen so many countries, it's seen so many aeroplanes, it's seen so many cars, it's seen so many stages, so many sound checks. Definitely, I don't wear them on stage for performance.
Yeah, it sounds
and a bunch of photo shoots and things like that. It's just been like my staple since I I just really understand why it's so comfortable.
Yeah.
And hats off to Kanye for creating that.
That's pretty cool, man. Second, let's talk about energy. Now, as a dancer, you're super energetic. By the way, every time you put up a dance reel on Instagram, I've commented and I've
Yes.
told you how much I love all of these amazing dances that you've done, from your hip hop style to your Indian style dancing that you've showcased on social media. So there's a sneaker that you choose for dancing, and I know you've said Air Max 90. Let's get another answer. Apart from Air Max 90, there's a sneaker that you'd wear to dance, to do all your practices. What would that be?
I've actually worn this for a couple of practices. It's the Adidas South Park.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the purple color, the one where the eyes turn red in the sun.
Oh yeah.
And actually, I picked that pair when you were there at the same sneaker convention.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So I picked it up there.
Great
that
Indian
day.
sneaker convention
Correct.
that happened in Mumbai,
Yes,
right, yeah.
So I was there, met you there, and we had a chat outside, like talking about shoes.
Very cool. And finally, let's talk about power. All of us as sneakerheads, when we wear a sneaker that's really cool, it makes us feel that little extra power, extra energy. What's that sneaker for you from your collection?
It's definitely MX 90.
MX 90.
Yeah, MX 90 definitely. The most versatile for me, I think, is the Air Force Ones.
Nice.
Air Force Ones, especially just the plain white, because it goes with any suit I wear. It goes with any kurta I wear. Any jean. I don't wear jeans actually. Any joggers I wear. Any pair of shorts I wear. And Air Force Ones, I am really thankful, and that I have 4 Air Force Ones. I think one is the yellow and black. Then one is the regular plain white. There's one off-white one which I really picked up recently. I don't think it has a special name. It's just very off-white.
Different color.
Yeah, no, not even different color. It's just literally off-white.
Nice.
It's not even beige, or it's not even any other camel brown or anything of those sorts.
But I know what you're talking about, and it's such a beautifully done sneaker. And I love the fact that, a power sneaker for you is a very simple sneaker for the world of sneakers.
See,
I love that.
My power comes from my music. See, my power is to bring people together.
Lovely.
And my power is mostly on stage. And when I'm on stage, it's predominantly an MX 90.
I think we all, and if you're a sneakerhead, that's how your day begins. You decide, okay, this is what I'm going to wear, and then plan your outfit around that. But hey, I love these answers. Time now, however, to go into our deep dive segment for today. Check it out. In the late 70s, when hip hop as an art form exploded in America, sneakers got intrinsically associated with MCing, DJing, breakdancing, and graffiti. Now, it may not seem like graffiti and sneakers are directly connected, but I'll tell you how they were connected. Some of the biggest artists who were making this incredible art all across the walls of New York City were actually wearing some of the finest sneakers that you can think of. The sneakers that were a part of hip-hop culture, of the b-boys and the DJs and the MCs, were also on the feet of some of these artists who were making these intricate, detailed, amazing murals all across the country. So these sneakers which were made by artists which were associated with graffiti art went on to become some of the most collectible sneakers in the space of sneakers. You guys should check out collaborations between artists like Futura and Cause especially, and see the kind of beautiful work that they've done in the world of sneakers as well. And speaking of incredible graffiti art, here are 5 artists from India whose work I really enjoy. There is Left Hander, there's Script, there's Alchemy, there's the Wicked Bros, and my special guest for today, Moose. Moose, tell me about your experiences doing graffiti, not just in India, but all across the world.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Moose and I'm a graffiti artist from Mumbai. I have been doing graffiti from past 12 years now, and it's been a really interesting ride. Like, doing graffiti in Mumbai is kind of interesting because of the reactions that you get from the people. People think whether it is an advertisement or if I'm getting paid, but the reality is that we graffiti artists, we really like to paint street walls which says our name, which says our tag, and in a beautified manner. So being a 90s kid, I am really fond of the characters, comic characters or the cartoons that I grew up watching. So I usually inculcate those with my graffiti tag. Like, it gives me a good feeling out to see those characters with my name. Graffiti culture has always been a part of sneaker culture. For example, iconic artists like Cause or Futura have been collaborating with Nike and coming up with their own sneaker. Also, Jeff Staples, he started his own brand because of that idea, that you can carry a piece of street art or graffiti on your clothes. So that was his idea. Speaking of India, I really like Comet. I have a few shoes of them. Their sneakers are really comfortable. They have good design. They have a really good silhouette. And designing one for them would be really, an interesting collab. So yeah, I will say Comet.
Thank you, Moose, for joining me today, and keep making this phenomenal art that you've been doing all across the world. I want to wish you nothing but the very best. So, Benny, what's new for you? I know you've been making music for the last many months. You kind of taken like a little break to chill and make music, write music. But tell me, what can your fans look forward to?
Before I started my sabbatical, I was working on this EP called Them, out of which we released 2 songs. One song is called Mehki and one song is called Idadimai, which is in Malayalam. So Them, I've never spoken about them, so you're the first person to know about Them. So Them is basically Tamil, Hindi, English, Malayalam.
Ooh.
So yeah, I released these 2 songs. It's called 2 brilliant videos. I did my first video Mehki with Lendri Kumar. So that was basically the Hindi track, which was with me and my wife. And Mehki is all about a kiss inside a car, and it's a magical video. You guys must see that video. I think it was my brainchild, and the guy who elevated it was Lendrick.
Nice.
It was a brilliant video.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I've always loved the stuff that you put out, your independent music. I remember when you'd come out with your last EP as well. We'd spoken about that and then you've done independent singles as well, with other artists. You've always collaborated with other people as well. So I want to wish you all the very best for all this music that is yet to come. But before we wrap up now, from a sneaker perspective, is there some sneaker that you have in mind that you want to pick up at any given point in time? Because everybody does, right? Like, you got 5 different things in mind that, okay, this is something I want to add to my collection.
I told the Holy Grail. That is, for me, it is Air Max 90. It's a Tokyo Neon.
Tokyo Neon, nice.
Yeah, if you know anybody, please get me through.
Let's hook him up. Let's get the Tokyo Neon Air Max 90 into Benny's collection. But Benny, legitimately, man, I've got to tell you, this was so much fun getting to know a lot more, not just about your music, but about your love for sneakers, and chatting with you on Just Talk Sneakers. I've got something else remaining for you.
I have something to tell you.
Tell me.
This show should not only be called as Just Talk Sneakers. It's called Just Stock Sneakers also. This show is like stalking into everybody's closets, shoe closets. So I really, really love this show.
I genuinely enjoyed this conversation, man. And I've got something for you before we wrap up for today. But before I give you that, we got to go into my sneaker picks for today and our sneaker head of the week. So check it out now. In my sneaker picks for today, the brand that I have in focus is New Balance, and the top 5 picks for today: New Balance 327, New Balance 550, New Balance 990. There's a whole bunch of New Balance 990s versions. There's the New Balance 2002R, and my personal favorite, the New Balance 9060. I have here a special collaboration between New Balance and Joe Freshgoods. This one was called the Inside Voices 9060, and this is actually a relatively new silhouette, but it's absolutely phenomenal. Super comfortable, but you can get easier versions that you can find in a store at any given point of time. So go and check out some New Balance sneakers. And I have somebody who has been talking about sneakers, about style, about all sorts of interesting things, and he has a massive fan following on Instagram. So let's welcome our sneaker head for the week, content creator and sneaker head, Kush Sajdev. Hey Kush, welcome to Just Talk Sneakers. What are your top 5 sneakers from your collection?
Hey Mihir, hi, how's it going? Thanks for having me on the show. Let's start with my top 5. This is in no particular order, of course. For number 1, I have SB Dunks from the Powerpuff collab. This is actually my first pair of SB Dunks. I got them very recently. Love the detailing, love the color, the texture, the material, everything. I think yellow goes very well with blue. Actually one of my favorite pairs. For number 2, I have Air Force One Triple Red. I got these from Sydney. I love the color. I love Air Force in general, but I think whenever I wear them, they definitely stand out. Love them. For number 3, I have New Balance 1906R in this silver metallic colorway. These were actually gifted to me by New Balance, and I don't think there's anything more comfortable than these. I have worn them for hours without feeling a thing. And number 4, I have my first pair of sneakers, which is Onitsuka Tigers Mexico 66 in this colorway, which is picking up the hype. I actually got them in 2018, and these are actually my first pair of sneakers that I have on me. These are very special, very special. For number 5, I actually wanted to talk about another pair of New Balance, but then I was like, you know what, let's just talk about a homegrown brand. So on number 5, I have Comet. Not this particular colorway or sneaker, but I think all their colorways are very different, very special. I like their colorway. I like what they're doing. Their slides are very comfortable. I think they are doing a great job. I love the texture. I love everything about this. Anyway, those were my top 5 sneakers. I hope you like them.
Hey, thank you, Kush, for sharing your top 5 sneakers with me. Time now for us to get back to Benny. Hey man, thank you so much for hanging out, and like I said, before I leave from here, I've got something special for you. This little hamper has been put together by our friends at Aether, and it's something that we suggested is an absolute necessity for any sneakerhead. You need cleaning products, you need brushes, and they've got some of the best stuff out here, and a crate in which, you know, once you get that Air Max 90, the Japan Tokyo Neon one, you should put it here, and like when people come in, you should talk about it, and you know, it's like
You should be copying it from me and telling me, hey, it's time to use Aether.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. And along with this sneaker crate and these brushes and the cleaning products, got a special note for you from our friends at Aether. So thank you, Aether, for hooking Benny up with all of these cleaning products. Before we leave from here, is there something you want to tell your fans, for everybody who's been loving and supporting you?
Watch out.
Watch out! Lots coming up from Benny Dayal, but for now, this is Mihir Joshi and Benny Dayal saying bye-bye. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Benny Dayal. He's always been one of my favorite artists in the music scene. Make sure you follow him and tell him what you thought about his sneaker collection this time, because I love how creative he is with his sneakers and his style as well. While you're at it, make sure you're following Zee Café India and me as well on Instagram, and let's keep this conversation going. But for today, it's time for me to head out of here. I will be back with you on the final episode of Just Talk Sneakers next week. This is Mihir Joshi saying bye-bye from the Aether Experience Center.